Okay, welcome to the show, everybody. Sorry for the wind. It's Utah, it's the desert, and, shit happens. So you do have some wind coming up. Today's video is going to be with Jason Beighley from Skeleton Key Tactical. We will have some links below to upcoming courses and all that good jazz. You can go learn a little bit about Jason on a previous HK416 video that we did. If you want to get a little background and all that jazz, we'll have some links below, all that fun stuff. So today's video, we're going to be doing basically single man clearing a corner, right? So working around a barricade as a solo operator, if you will, or in Chris's case, is civilian
Meal Team 6.
Tactical asshole.
Yeah, Meal Team 6. And also, just real quick, we obviously don't have a 90-degree wall. You guys are going to see in the video. It's going to be barrels. You can use barrels, picnic tables, whatever. Just, it's teaching how to clear a blind corner. And so for all you guys that are like, well, that's not a corner. We're at a range. We're doing the best we can. Okay?
Correct. And couple
stroke.
I don't know. It happens, everyone. Couple of quick plugs. If you need real estate services, let us know. You can go to 1911syndicate.com. If that confuses you, what I just said, just go to 1911syndicate.com. You'll figure it out, okay? You're an adult, put on your big boy panties. And then you can give us your money at Patreon/1911syndicate. There's no minimum as long as the minimum's high, okay? All right, on with the training. Cue us up. Do your thing.
Let's talk about doing a corner clear. We've got a barrel here that's kind of simulating a corner, just a little bit of a limited range stuff we have here. But I see a lot of guys that don't think through the whole process of what it actually means to. I'm calling it a corner clear. You can also say shooting from behind cover. Like if you have the stair-step barricades or people have just a rectangular thing, that thing is good for shooting from behind cover, practicing corner clears, doing all this stuff, right? So we're gonna go through a couple of different things. Actually, more than a couple. It's a lot of stuff to think about to do this actually correctly.
Cool.
Especially when we mix in like what the downrange perspective is and what the potential bad guy is going to look at from his perspective. So we're not telegraphing our move.
Cool.
Essentially.
Sweet.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Tracking. Let's do it.
So let's dry fire this a couple times.
Cool.
Okay.
Chris, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah.
So we're going to pretend that this is our 90-degree building. So we have a wall, and then another wall. So I've got a corner right here, and then the corner of the building goes down that way, like downrange. So all of this over here is a 2-story building. We're not exposed to anything at all. We're going to wave our Harry Potter magic wand and say that we're behind a building for the sake of explaining this.
Cool.
Okay? Because otherwise it's too hard to hide behind something that's this small and fight from both sides, right? So for explanation's sake, we're just going to, we have a wall and a wall with a hard 90-degree corner right here. We're going to say you're approaching the corner, and you're either behind the cover and you have to engage a target, or you need to come over here because you're doing something and you just don't feel safe because you haven't cleared this corner and you can't see what's behind it. It's a blind spot. Could be a bad guy over there. So you come over and approach this and pop around that corner and pretend like you're going to shoot rounds downrange.
Okay. So there's target 1 and 2 right there.
Okay, good. All right, good. So do that one more time.
Okay.
And I want to talk about a couple things real quick.
Okay.
Not picking on you, but I want to bring up a couple things.
No, that's why we're here. Yeah.
Okay, so pretty good position right there. You're not exposed a lot around the thing. First thing I talk about, especially like when I'm dealing with tactical teams and there's guys that are working together, and it's in the dark potentially. If I'm another guy on your team and I'm covering something this direction over here because you're doing something over here, and I'm facing this direction, and I accidentally, because it's dark and I'm facing the opposite direction, and I come up here and I bump you, right? What happens?
Lose all balance.
So turn your feet so that your hips are facing downrange. Bring your left foot back over here and your right foot a little bit more squared up.
So it'd be more like.
There you go. So now when I bump you, hold that position like you're getting ready to shoot.
Yep.
If I come up here and I bump you,
it's way less.
You're immovable because you've got your right leg on the right side.
Yeah.
Holding up it's the strongest muscle in the human body. I'm not going to overpower that and send you out into the street. Go back to how you were a second ago, right? If you're here and then maybe you gauged the distance incorrectly and you've got to go out another couple inches to actually see down that wall.
Yeah.
So you're extended all the way out at the same time I bump you. You can't catch yourself, and now you're completely exposed to being shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we just, it's a little bit of minutia. So what we want to do is come up here, get ourselves set up, set first, and then pop around the corner, surprise that guy.
Yeah.
Right? Rifle still unsafe, ready to go. I'm not looking through my sight because if I do that, my gun is in the way of my vision out here. So I'm going to be just a little bit down,
Okay.
and then as I come out, I'm watching and bringing my gun up to see where the bad guys are, if there's any of them there. All right. So this time I want you to concentrate on getting yourself set up with your feet the right way first, and then first thing that comes around the corner is the muzzle of the rifle. Because when we did it last time, it was like your arm and the rifle and the muzzle and your head all came out at the same time, right? And we're going to look at the footage from the camera that's downrange and kind of see what that looked like.
Okay.
And this one should be better than the last two.
Cool.
Ready?
Yep.
Go ahead. Take a pause for a second, get yourself set up.
Okay.
Rifle up a little higher than that. Okay, now go. All right.
Which is.
You can see both, left and right. There you go.
Yep.
Good. Not bad at all.
And then are you because I feel that this is important. Depending on the unit, yada yada yada. Some dudes do muzzle up, muzzle down. Do you care either way, or what's the most efficient? And each situation is going to dictate, from my understanding. But would you, in this situation, prefer to be up, so your muzzle, when I come around like this, is the first to lead, or do you care?
I do care, and there's a technique to it either way. So I'm a big muzzle down guy,
Okay.
and there's a whole.
Yes.
That's another discussion for a different video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm not looking through my sight because now I can't. I'm a little bit blind to what's going on here. So I'm approaching this as I get myself set up. I'm drawing this imaginary line I know I can hide behind, so I can squeeze up against this thing pretty tight. While I'm doing this, I'm scanning all of this as I'm coming around this corner, right? I'm watching around the corner. If I have this much time, which really this is probably a 2-second long thing anyway, I get to a certain point and then I make my commitment and I'm around. Bang, 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 right? It's all right there. Now,
Okay.
what's exposed is, theoretically, half of my face, my rifle, my right arm, shoulder, and you know, this part of my leg,
Yeah.
right?
But all at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I know, the key thing there is getting to the point where you're ready. I got my feet squared off like we talked about a second ago, and I don't want to come in here and do this, right? Flashing my muzzle out past the corner.
Yeah.
I need to surprise this guy, so I'm right here, tuck my elbow down, and then when I come out, it's a quick move. If I'm really good at it, I can go a little bit at a time and just put my upper body out. Okay, I cleared that much. I can't see a target yet. I can hold that and then come out again. Okay, now I can see the guy on the right side and I can see the guy on the left side, and I have less exposed. That takes more time.
Yeah. But it's safer.
If you have the time, it's more safe.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt anything, right?
Yeah.
If we have the time, then we should do this as slowly and safely as we can.
Yep.
Because what we don't want is to go around the corner and get in a one of me against two guys, 1-on-2 gunfight. I would prefer not to do that.
I'm gonna hit you with a curveball on this.
Okay, please do.
I'm gonna hit you with a curveball. First of all, I have the proper gun for this sort of scenario.
Relax.
just so everyone's tracking with me on the same.
Great thing with him being a lefty is he's for sure getting shot before us.
This is the curveball, everyone. Okay. Target 1. Target 2.
Okay.
Okay.
And because you're left-handed, you have to expose more of your body. That's
I'm a bit fucked.
That's a downside. Now, when we'll do this again in the reverse around the left side for us.
Yeah.
And we're going to be the one that's in the deficit, and you'll be ahead of us.
Yep.
Because it just is what it is. So the discussion is, for a lot of people, well, why don't I just swap my gun over to my other shoulder? A lot of people practice that.
Sure.
I don't have any issue with that. It's a good skill to have. Mm-hmm. I did an informal survey of a whole bunch of guys that I know that have multiple tours overseas back in the 03 to 10 and ongoing, and for about a year I asked everybody I knew, everybody I ran into when I wasn't a year, maybe 6 months, right? I'm just asking guys, hey, what about this, and I couldn't find one guy who switched shoulders on an operation in Iraq.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Not one guy. I'm sorry, I had one guy, and he said what happened was he was, I'm going to change the direction of our corner just for the sake of catching this on film. He came around and cleared a corner, right? So this is my left side. This is my offside. got to the point where he's like, okay, here's some stuff on the radio, realizes, hey, we're going to be here for a couple minutes. So he passed his gun to his other shoulder, got down on a knee. If I had a corner here, I could show you, braced up against the corner, elbow on the knee, right? Not getting shot at. And he's like, okay, now I'm just going to, I pulled security like this for 2 or 3 minutes until it was time for us to move. But that was the only guy I could find that said that he did that. Nobody ever did it like inside of a, you know, quote unquote in the house doing room clearing, stuff like that, because I see guys sometimes that are well trained doing that thing, and they'll be moving through the house and they, you know, go to look through a door this way, and then they swap the gun over and go to the other door, and I'm like, hey man, hold on a second. It's cool that you can do that and your skill development is really high, but nobody I know does that for real. Everybody keeps the gun on their strong side where they always practice.
Okay, so I'll run strong side. I'll go left now, right?
Here we go.
Just watch the camera.
So whenever you're ready.
Watch the camera.
And you're shooting that left steel in between the two paper.
I'm going to shoot about 1 millimeter above that lens. And you're going to see it on camera whiz by.
Dude,
what
when you smoke this camera, oh man.
Oh, okay. So, a catch. My muzzle went past. I was focused on my footwork to not expose. Muzzle went past.
So let's start over. Yep. It's a good learning point, right? Good. Got no issues with that. That looked pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, I think the downrange camera will show that looked pretty good.
Right.
Maybe.
Oh, you're shooting the ghetto steel.
Yeah. Do it again and shoot the steel on the
real steel.
Okay. The one that's right over the top of the camera.
Okay.
Whoa. A lot of innocent bystanders going down on that one, huh?
No, there's a bad guy behind him too, actually. I got 3 kills right there.
Shit, dude. Good thing you're not operational, huh?
All right, so on this one, let's, on the way up, pass over to your other shoulder and do it on the left side now. Once we go, you guys come over here and I'll show you so you can see what I'm doing. You got to be on that side of my gun, right?
Okay.
So if I come over here and I'm going to do this on that side and I pass, right? And I'm here, this right here is not acceptable. We got to be on safe until we have a target and our sights are lined up.
Done.
Right? So so we're here. When I come around, then I'm clicking. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took safe off behind the barrel.
What's it? You did?
Yeah, I was at the barrel, took safe off.
Target and you were like, okay, click.
Correct.
Right? And that's probably just you need to do that a few hundred more times where you're just doing this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
That's the right-handed shooter. Safety selector is right there, right? It's right there.
Yeah.
Instead of coming all the way up here or switching your grip.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
It ends up being, I stole that from somebody too. There's a lot of people who do training that never got shot back at. So they have they're teaching a technique that worked for them, but it's like, it worked because you never got challenged on it, right? So it's like a friend of mine told me, retired cop was working with this guy, and the guy says, you know, he looks at me and he goes, hey, you should get a newer holster. That thing's kind of old leather holster, was all kind of messed up. And he goes, I've never had a problem with this holster. In 20 years I've been wearing it. And the guy's like, you've never drawn it to shoot anybody.
Fair enough.
It's like, I've never crashed my car. He's like, well, yeah, because it sits in the garage, you don't drive it.
Yeah, same.
Fair.
It's food for thought, that's all.
100%.
All right, Chris, are you ready? We're gonna come around to the right side now?
Yep. Good. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Now, same problem. It's like a training scar. I put the safety off before I came around the barrel. So I'm gonna do that again.
There you go. Yeah.
Cool.
Looks good. Are you doing this side?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Give it a go.
So same thing. You took your safety off before you got out of the barrel,
No, I was moving around. I was conscious.
but you didn't see a target, correct?
I think I was clear.
I wasn't. I was looking at his alignment. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I have to
Run it
confess.
again. Run it again, Vince.
He didn't catch it?
Here's the, here's the other thing, right? When we look at if we can do this in a perfect world, we're going to come out just far enough to see the first target and hit him, and then come out in a little bit more and a little bit more. Oh, there's the second bang, bang, bang. Okay, now I got the wall.
Yeah, it's tough.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
no,
tough.
it's not. It's one of those things to go. I get all of that. Doesn't make it easy. Doesn't make it easy.
Yeah.
Tough.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's, and I'm still seeing the second target. Honestly, when I'm firing at that first one, I already see the second one.
But you know, so if we went down there and moved those targets 6 feet one way or the other, it changes everything, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Move one all the way over to there.
Oh yeah, different ball.
You know, then it's like your whole everything you're doing changes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
Do you want to run it like full speed if you're comfortable with that? Just him?
So
Yeah, like yeah.
Just, you know
Yeah,
what
we
I'm saying?
can.
For a demo. Correct.
if we're lucky, I'll actually hit something. We'll see. If I'm not knowing what's down there, right? So I'm coming up. And then I'm going to hold that, right? Once I own it,
Keep it.
I'm not going to give it up.
Yeah.
And if that's going to be, we're going to be here for a couple minutes, I'll do that, and then I might come down and just pull security on this for a little while these guys finish what they're doing, or they move across this open area, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
There's a multitude of things that could be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
think that's about good on that.
Yeah.
That one.
So let's do a.
So I hope you guys